The U.S. Open returns to a classic golf course in Winged Foot, and the classic formula for winning a U.S. Open: find fairways and be great around the greens. That's what our guest today is able to do, and that is Brendon Todd. Brendon, thanks for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you play the U.S. Open again. Your best U.S. Open was in a fairly familiar place for you in at Pinehurst in 2014, just about 90 minutes away from where you went to high school in Cary, North Carolina. What were you able to learn from playing a golf course that, even though you won some state championships there, you hadn't actually played the U.S. Open course, that of course being Pinehurst number two?
Yeah, so 2014 was a special week for me playing close to home and in a town and at a venue that I did have some familiarity. And fortunately that week, it was really firm, which played into my hands. I drove it straight, was able to chase the ball out there and keep up with the longer hitters. And then, like you said, my short game went to work around those difficult Donna Rouse greens. So, um, I was in the final group there on Saturday in 2014, and I didn't play my best that day, but followed it up with a 69 on Sunday, playing with Phil Mickelson to finish in the top 20. And it was just a great learning experience. And I think the keys that I'll take to the U.S. Open next week are putting the ball in the fairway is paramount at the U.S. Open, like you said. And then just staying really patient, understanding it's a 4 round event, and you're just gonna have to stick there around par as much as you can.
Okay, so I want to get back to a little bit of that. You playing next to Martin Keimer on that third round on Saturday. You also have a relationship, competitive and friendly relationship with Webb Simpson. So that's two different U.S.
Right.
Open champions that you've been around there. What do you take from the performance that Keimer had on Saturday on his way to a dominant performance there, and some of the things that you've had being friendly with and competing against Webb Simpson, both in high school and here on tour?
Well, Martin played lights out the first 2 days, and I believe he was 8 under par, maybe 10 under par. He had either a 4 or 6 shot lead, I can't recall. But he stumbled a little bit early in that third round, and he handled the adversity really well. And that's what I think is maybe paramount in the U.S. Open is being able to handle the challenges in a calm manner, stick to your strengths, which for him are ball striking and putting. He did both of those beautifully that week. And then, like you said, my buddy Webb Simpson, who I've been playing competitive golf with in North Carolina since we were 11 years old. We competed in some of those state championships against each other in Pinehurst. We've been North Carolina four-ball amateur partner champions, and then we've had just a bunch of fun playing professional golf with and against each other as well. And he's a guy who also has maybe the most positive attitude and spirit on the PGA Tour, which I think bodes well in the U.S. Open. So, again, I think it comes down to handling the pressure, handling the adversity, and really sticking to your strengths. Webb is a great iron player, has a great short game. Martin also a great ball striker and a great putter. So, um, for me, I think you have to learn that you cannot control the outcomes in the U.S. Open. You have to be patient and you have to stick to your strengths.
So obviously for you, you've had a couple of times when your game hasn't been the way you've wanted to. You've had to struggle to get yourself
Hmm.
back to the top of the competitive mountain on the PGA Tour, including two wins this year. How do the things that you've learned to make your way through professional golf, how do they help you in a U.S. Open setup where you've talked about overcoming adversity? That's something that you've done multiple times in your career.
Yeah, I think just that deep belief that I have in myself to overcome some of the most difficult times, which, the two slumps that I've had in my professional career were pretty long and pretty dark. And I'm really proud that I've battled my way out of them. And now I'm competing in major championships. And so, for me, it's just going to be tapping into that self belief and then, sticking to the things in my game that have got me back to this level where I've been able to win on the PGA Tour and play the Tour Championship at East Lake. And those are just very accurate ball striking and great short game. And so, we'll take that to Winged Foot and, try and put my best foot forward and handle that test as well as I can.
And the green complexes at Winged Foot, I think, are really intricate and something that players are going to have to learn. What do you know about them currently? What excitement do you have about the challenges around the green that could play into your hands?
Well, I'm really excited that there's going to be some strategy. If the greens have a lot of slope, then you're going to have to place your approach shots in the right spots. Sometimes that might mean missing the green to have an uphill chip versus a long downhill putt. And the other thing is, I really like playing out of that long bluegrass rough. actually more so than Bermuda. So I think that is a strength of mine. We played that grass at Olympia Fields for the BMW, and I played well. So I'm really looking forward to both the grass they have up there and the difficult green complexes. And there's gonna be a little bit of strategy involved in the game there, and I'm gonna do my best in the practice rounds to scout out the greens and the golf course and be ready for the test.
Well, that must be your Pittsburgh roots loving that bluegrass rub as opposed to the Bermuda you'll see
Yes, sir.
in North
That's right.
Carolina, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All told then, yeah. So when you look at this week and the fact that we've had so much struggle to get to this U.S. Open, it has been a year unlike any other. What is the excitement level? What is the gratitude that you have in being part of that field of 144 next week?
Well, the 3 months quarantine that we went through March, April, and May this year, I think really helped us appreciate how fortunate we are to play on the PGA Tour and play professional golf for a living. And the fact that we've gotten back after it without any breaks, we've done the COVID testing, it's gone pretty smoothly, and we've been able to finish this season in 2020 and now get ready for some majors. I think we all just feel really blessed and fortunate to have gotten through it in some capacity and be playing golf and chasing what we love to do. So, I think being in the U.S. Open this fall at Winged Foot, such a prestigious place, is something that I'll probably always look back on as a huge achievement. And hopefully, I play 4 good rounds, and I've got maybe some hardware at the end.
All right, one last thing then. For you to hold up the trophy and win the 120th United States Open Championship, what will you see in your game? What are the characteristics in your game that will come out there at Winged Foot for you to be able to hold that trophy at the end of the day?
For me, it's going to be incredible scoring. Like you said, I'm going to have to be very good around the greens, saving pars, and holding the birdie putts when I do have them. And for me this year, putting 4 rounds together has been the most challenging part since the COVID break. So for me, I'm going to have to score well and put 4 rounds together. And I think if I do that, I'll have a great chance to win.
Well, Brendan Todd, we look forward to seeing you. Two-time winner on the PGA Tour in 2019, and once again, a member of the field for the second consecutive year in the U.S. Open. Thanks, Brendan.
Thank you, Scott.